Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here. Today, I wanted to give you some progress on my Brood game. So this is a hero I've been spamming like crazy, like really spamming. I've lost, I think, 3 out of my last 5 games, but I've really been coming to terms with a lot of the concepts on this hero. And so I thought I would share with you, like, I'm spamming the hero, I'm learning a lot as I spam the hero, and I think this is going to be a consistent series on my channel where, I'm trying to make it to a major this year. And in order to do that, I'm going to be spamming heroes and kind of just like mastering these heroes, and I want to bring those ideas to you guys. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. But another thing, I'm going to keep it. Tonight's going to be rough. You want to know why tonight's going to be rough? Tonight's going to be rough because I put my blanket. So you can see in the background over there, I put my blanket, my massive one, in the wash. Unbeknownst to me, my friend had stuff in the dryer, so I can't dry my blanket. I'm not going to take his shit out. I guess I could. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I should do that. I might be sleeping with this small blanket tonight. I know, tragic. Really tragic. Either way, we're going to talk about Brood a little bit. I'm going to speed through this game, just kind of go through the major concepts that enable me to, like, I completely own this lane. Just for some perspective on terms of net worth, like, minute 10, I'm top net worth, right? I'm 1,000 net worth above a Bloodseeker. And keep in mind, we're talking about a Bloodseeker here. This is a lane dominator. Brood can dominate lane dominators. It's really impressive. Like, I think Brood can beat Ursa. I think Brood can beat Monkey King sometimes. That's probably the hardest one. Brood can beat Slark if the lane really allows for it, depending on the support. So I think this hero is just straight up broken. Like, I'm going to keep it real. I think this hero is completely broken right now. I think it's one of the best heroes, if not the best hero in Dota, with how versatile it is. And I'll show you, I even go for a bit of a versatile build this game. I don't go for the standard pipe. I go for a Wraith Pack Halberd. And, it's pretty clear why I go for a build like that. There's very little value in pipe this game. The enemy magic damage is extremely underwhelming. It's a Beastmaster comp with SF minus armor. So, yeah, we go for the Halberd. The other item I could have went for maybe is AC. That would have been good too. But in terms of the early lane, main thing I'm doing is I'm autoing the wave quite a bit. Basically, what I've learned as Brood is I don't really want the wave shoving into me for the most part. Because if the wave is shoving into me, like, I just want to go back quick. If the wave is shoving into me, basically, the enemy will be able to contest every single deny. But if I keep it slightly shoving into them and then I pull aggro, I'm usually chilling. So you'll see, outside of when I'm getting blood righted, I'm going to click the wave quite a bit, right? You'll see me click the wave. And yeah, I'm going to still pull it back a little bit. But like, once again, click, 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 right? And you'll see I'm just going to keep it slightly shoving to the best of my ability. This lane pressures me a bit. I don't know what this was from this guy. He just like hits me in the wave. He wasn't even level 2. He can't even heal yet, but I guess he has an IO. But yeah, you can see they're slightly shoving in the wave, and I'm happy to do this because, as I said, I don't want them to be able to contest my creeps easily. Basically, by clicking the wave a lot, it makes it really easy to last it, right? Because they don't have a period of time where they have a double wave pushing into you, and they can just focus on deny. You know what I mean? At some point. Because that will happen. So in terms of this lane, I'm just looking to pressure on Insatiable Hunger. I really like to force the issue if I have a Disable with me. So if I don't have a stun in my lane, often I'll take Silken Bola and I'll play around that. Or if I think I need Silken Bola to trade, like maybe it's an Ursa, I like taking Silken Bola for the mischance. But in this lane, with a bit of a techie slow, we can just pick up a kill right away, right? I wait for the techies to queue, I ping the IO, and I trade out with a Bloodseeker. Really nice go there, we get the kill. From there, instantly what I ship out is I ship out a Wraithband recipe, which I already have, and then an Orb of Venom. In combination with these items, you have attack speed armor, which you actually really want on Brood. Only 4 base armor is not that good. And then the Oov is fantastic because you might be like, oh, you have Silken Bola, but trust me, when you are in severe advantage with Broodmother, which Insatiable Hunger, it's such a broken trading ability that when you're in such severe advantage, you can just trade so damn easily, and you want to get off as many auto attacks as possible with Insatiable Hunger. This has been kind of one of the main themes for me. So you'll see in this clip here how broken this timing is. I hit level 3, and this is when I go crazy. Basically, every lane that isn't just a Brood counter, I go crazy at level 3. I get my Oof hit off to guarantee the Bola is going to keep me on top of him. Then after I get the Bola and the Oof, it's an easy chase down, right? I actually maybe could have kept going, honestly. I maybe didn't have to stop chasing. I was afraid the tether slow would stop me. I think maybe it would have. But look at the damage. I mean, it's just incredible. He has to completely disengage, and the IO has to try to heal him up now, as we'll get a free large camp to ourselves, so I was pretty happy about this, right? Free large camp, 16 CS minute 3, 18 after the large camp. I mean, we're completely chilling. And just to go over how... you might be like, oh, why would you buy an Oov? You need to trade better, right? You're going to get zoned out of lane. Absolutely not, right? it's just insane what the Brood hero can do. It's look at this. They got 2 heroes in a wave pushing into me. I don't care, right? 2 heroes running into me in a wave, and this guy's like, yeah, in a natural Dota game, in like 95% of matchups, this guy's in current advantage, but he's not because my hero's stupid, and I'm alone, right? And we just completely trade out. We're chilling, but keep in mind when the insatiable hunger is ending, I disengage. The key thing I do, the main thing you want to copy, is I don't use insatiable hunger until I know I can close the gap. So very often I'll lead with an auto attack in Silken Bola, then insatiable hunger to guarantee that I can stick on top of them, and it won't get kited out because insatiable hunger has a 32-second downtime in level 1. It's quite the problem, as I have no idea what this guy was doing. He like ran in front of me. I'm like, what crack are you on? So I just hit him like 5 times. But in terms of this lane, I knew I was going to dominate the lane, so I take the second point in insatiable hunger. It gives you 10 bonus damage, 20% extra lifesteal, and it lowers the cooldown by 5 seconds and makes the duration 2 seconds longer. I just really like it. The extra webs are good, but it gives you movement speed if you take the webs and more potential webs. But you'll see in this clip here, I hit so damn hard with this bonus 10 damage. The cooldown's lower, so after I chase this guy... Do we kill him here? I full HP just ran him down. I literally full HP just ran down a Bloodseeker. It's just so broken. Like, there's nothing else to say. Like, if you don't know what hero to pick right now, I mean, Brood's a little bit difficult in terms of, like, the gameplay on this hero is a bit weird, but if you get decent, I swear, I'm going to be spamming this hero for a bit, because it's, like, as I said, it's what I'm learning, and I'm starting to feel pretty comfortable on it, especially in the mid game. I mean, especially in the lane, and yeah, it's just ownage. Now, in terms of this lane, I pick up treads, and the reason why is, like, when you get ahead with treads, like, you're just so OP. In a lot of lanes, if it's a more difficult lane where you're not going to be able to bully the carry as easily, I think it's better to go mana boots just so you can focus on building up spiders. But in this lane, like, for instance, this IO, I don't know what this guy's trying to do, but it's just not even close. Like, you have so much attack speed with the lifesteal that even this guy panics and TPs. He probably didn't have to, but he's like, shit, I'm going to get run down. And he's kind of right? Like, he's going to get kicked out of lane. Insatiable Hunger is about to come up again, and there's no way he trades, right? Like, you're one of the only heroes in the game that out-sustains a Bloodseeker and out-trades him. Like, completely unbelievable. I will say if the Bloodseeker had, like, a CM instead of an IO, he would have been way better off. So I will admit, I think I had a support advantage. I think IO's pretty crappy against Brood, because the key to beating Brood is kiting Insatiable Hunger. If you can't kite it, you're going to get owned. Right? It's too good of a spell. It's too good of a spell. However, something like Crystal Maiden, with a built-in root and attack speed slow, has the capability to zone Brood. So I think one of the best laners against Brood is Crystal Maiden. I think that matchup's quite good. But yeah, from there, we take the tower. After that, if you have free farm, I'm just going to shove in the lane as far as I can. I'm not going to go too crazy. I don't want to dive the Bloodseeker yet. Basically, if you have the opportunity to farm 3 camps in a creep wave over and over and over again, you just do that. The only exception is you can go mid to counter certain mid heroes. Like, SF is actually a decent hero where I could theoretically gank him. So it is an option. It's something I'm keeping in mind. But I'm going to pick up Raindrops, Soul Ring, and Bassi. I probably shouldn't have bought a wand. I think it's too many slots. I bought it because I thought I would be fighting a bit more in lane. It would be closer, but it wasn't even close. And so the wand was honestly a waste of a slot. It's decent mid game, but yeah, it's kind of a waste. I don't know what IO is doing, but just for some perspective, this Brood hero, when you put on Silken Bola on someone, right, it does, the spiders do bonus damage. And look at this, I have a huge army, and I know the guy's level 4 and, like, giving up, but just keep in mind, he wouldn't be able to run away from 35% slow anyway. So even if that guy was trying, I would easily solo kill him. Just by approaching from the tree line. So yeah, we take half the tower with the spiderlings. We continue to build up our spiders, right? And eventually, I think we nearly take the tower. I believe, no, it gets a glyph, and then I'm going to come back and take it in a second. So if you get a complete free farm game, if you win your lane, it should look pretty similar to this. I'm not saying you should necessarily be able to take the tier 2. They don't really have a good answer to me at all. This was like a pretty free Brood game, I'll keep it real. They really, like, the only thing they could have is Wild Axes, which they don't. Even then, I don't think that actually kills them in one go. Definitely not the big spiders. So they have, literally, I don't know, they have zero answer to me. Whatever they last picked was not a Brood counter. It probably should have been, but wasn't. And so yeah, I'm just going to push out, like, once I have control of this, I want to take this camp and this camp. Basically, you're trying to absorb the map and then push back on the minute. So at minute 12, I want to farm the deepest camps possible, and then move back after that, right? So I'll farm this out, and you could be like, oh, you could, take mid tower. I actually could have, and I will be honest, it's something I still miss quite often. I could have shifted to mid here and taken this tower, probably for free, because once again, they have no counter. So I will admit, I would have liked to see myself do it. I don't mind the idea of rebuilding spiders here. A few of them died to the glyph in the tier 2 push. So I was like, okay, I'll rebuild the spiders a tad, and then maybe look to connect to mid after. I considered it here. If I looked kind of bad, so I'm like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. It's good to look, right? It's good to pay attention to say, hey, you know, is there a fight going on? Is there something I can show up to? But I'm also so close to Wraith Pact at like a heinously good timing. Minute 14 is disturbingly good. With how many stat items I bought, I mean, I'm giga farmed. Like, I am beyond farm. And yeah, I can just absorb the entire map. Right? I can absorb the entire bottom side of the map. And you might be like, oh, why aren't you trying to go high ground? Well, yeah, I can. As long as they're showing a little bit, I can. I get ruptured here. I'm going to TP out. Probably not the greatest play, honestly, because now I get kicked out of bottom. I wish I TP'd to the bottom tier 1 and not to base. This was pretty low skill from me, so that's something I can improve on. You know, a lot of people panic TP and they instantly TP to base. It's definitely a mistake in a lot of games. Look at this. This is a pretty crazy play. We just chase this guy down. Partially because of the treads. The treads are nice. I really like them. If you're winning a lane. Otherwise, I obviously think the meta boots are better, so you don't have to buy, like, early Bassy and a ton of clarities, you know, because keep in mind, I didn't really mention it yet, or I probably wasn't going to mention it at all, but I did buy like a good jillion clarities, probably 4, 5, 6 clarities at this point, so I've invested maybe 250, 300 net worth into clarities, which meta boots will, you know, you still have to buy clarities even with meta boots sometimes, but maybe 1, maybe 2, where with this build, I'm going to be buying clarities like off cooldown to an extent, right? I have one going right now. I did get lucky on the neutral item. I got one of the Giga neutral items, and you'll see I'm going to shift over here. I wanted to fight. Unfortunately, some shit was going down this game. I don't really know. My lone druid seemed, I don't know if he was tilted. This guy's always passive. Like, I'm not going to lie. Every time I play with this guy, he's just like farming 90% of the game, which is like fine because he's a carry, kind of, but also not, kind of. Depends. Like, I make the mistake of over farming too, don't get me wrong. You know, we all have our problems, but yeah, in this fight, I was trying to kite it out. If the fight's in neutral, you don't want to just run in. You can just spam spiderlings to chip people down. But nothing came out of that fight, whatever. Wraith Pact on cooldown, they got Aegis. We're looking to chill a bit. Fight breaks out here. I shift over. I don't know if anything comes out of it. Yeah, LD dies. It is what it is. It's fine. We're just going to work on our halberd. They shifted to top side of the map, so I'm pretty happy to shift towards bottom, clear a mid and bottom. You know, once again, they don't really have a good way to deal with the spiders, so I can go pretty deep on the map. I could send my spiders to the waves and just play around that. So Silicon Bowl of the large creep as well. Take out the Helm Dom creep. That's pretty nice. Then we'll cut the mid wave. And you notice I'm never going to show my hero unless I'm like 100% confident I'm not getting ganked. But I wasn't like 100%. I'm probably not going to die. They just, once again... Roar's pretty good against Brood. It's a long duration stun. But other than that, like, Rupture's okay, but I can just hide in the trees. So, yeah, I'm just not going to show. All I'm going to do here is just cut the wave... Right, kill off the wave. I like killing the wave over hitting the tower usually, but once I see them, so here, I specifically see them as showing top or bottom. I don't really want to connect to either of them at the moment, so instead, I'll pop my Insatiable Hunger. Usually, I'll save it to fight. But here, I pop it to take the tier 2, and so we just shred out the tier 2. It's really great. Right now, we've gained so much map control for our team. We've taken 2 tier 2s. By the way, I took the outpost earlier. I didn't mention it. Right after I took this tier 2, instantly I took the outpost, and my team's been gaining a severe net worth, XP advantage. Maybe it'll even show a bit here. It's hard to say, but you can see, like, we have a very, very severe XP lead. So we have... Yeah, it's hard to see it, but even... Yeah, so even with the SF, right, you'll see that my XP per minute is actually higher than his, and the Bat Rider is nearly the exact same, right? The Bat is nearly the exact same, and it's not some huge kill differential, right? Because it's only 13 to 17, but the Outpost really puts in work, because even though the SF is... Right, almost 4k net worth ahead of my Bat Rider. The levels are nearly the same. Right, for one reason or another. Part of it being the outpost. I mean, I know it's not solely the outpost, but part of it's the outpost for sure. And that's a big thing people don't keep in mind. When you're playing Brood, getting these early tier 2s creates a huge XP advantage over time, because the enemy is just consistently not getting that outpost gold. Unfortunately, they did end up getting our top outpost here, but that's fine. Now, from here, with the halberd, I can go pretty crazy. I think I do end up feeding at some point soon, so we'll see. Was it this fight? I don't think it was. I think we win the next fight. Yeah, they dove pretty hard mid here, and all I'm going to look to do, because I know I'm unkillable, right? I know I'm unkillable. I mean, not completely unkillable. If they roar me into an SF ulti, that's the way I die this game. hindsight's 2020. I do die that that way. But I'll go in. I halberd the SF. That's why I bought it. I probably didn't have to because the Slark put down his shard. This is a support Slark, by the way. That's crazy. But we go into the IO. I wanted to take out the IO. I saw the Rubik was low, so we clean him up, put down our Wraith Pact. And with the halberd onto the SF, he doesn't really threaten me. And even if he ultis me, I have so much evasion, status resist, the Wraith Pact down. I'm not going to die, right? And that's one of the OP things about Brood. The items you buy, because you don't need damage items. Your Insatiable Hunger makes you do damage. This does a ton of damage with spiders. This is nuke. You know what I mean? Like, you do so much damage inherently that you don't have to buy damage items. I mean, you can. There are damage builds, and they're kind of cool. Like, I don't mind the concept of, like, Orchid BKB and Shard. It's actually quite interesting, and it's something I'm going to try out more. But, yeah, I just take out the Rubik. I drop the IO to half, whatever. They roar defensively. I get Ruptured, and I just walk that shit off. I'm just like, yeah, nice, man. Nice Rupture. Definitely a counter to very mobile heroes, which usually it is. Brood doesn't care. I have 26 HP regen. I got a wand. I got a ton of lifesteal. And then I'm going to kite back in, right? As the Rupture is ending, I'm going to come in. I'm kind of waiting my Insatiable Hunger a little bit. I'm chilling a bit. My team isn't ready. My Batrider died. Things were looking a bit sus. So I think I bullied this guy. Just want to try to get him off the tower. Halberd. Just trying to buy some time. Game not looking too great. They got a bit of a death ball comp. It's kind of running us over right now. But we're able to poke them, right? I even should have used my Spiderlings a bit earlier here. Just to chip the SF. He had Aegis. But still, I should have chipped him a bit earlier. As he'll go down to the spiders. We'll take him out. And look at this. I mean, this is their carry. And I am 4K never the head on him. This is the most poor Bloodseeker you'll ever see in your life. This guy's so poor. He got so dumpstered. But either way, if you get ahead, which, by the way, you should be getting ahead most games because of how good this hero is in lane. But, like, he can't fight me at all. He's trying to hit me. He does 0 damage. I'm just healing up with Insatiable Hunger, running through their entire team, and I don't care. Like, I'm just like, I get lifted back into them. I just walk it off. I'm getting a little bit low, but we bait them in so hard. They came in on me pretty hard. They're like, yeah, this guy's in the middle of 4 heroes with a Beastmaster providing Inner Beast and Vladzora. Surely he'll die. Nah, I'm just chilling. Status resist and the mischance. It's no problem. We just walk that off. We just walk it off. It's a day in the life. Day in the life of the Broodmother gamer. This hero really, really is great. If you don't like having sexual intercourse, Broodmother is fantastic because no one's going to like you if you play this hero. And honestly, it's fine because you're going to win your pub, so it really doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter if no one likes you. It doesn't matter if you're seen as a low-class citizen, right? Back in the day, maybe they would... Can I say this? Untouchables? Is that like it doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, I mean, people might see you as that, but it doesn't matter because you're getting plus 30 over and over again. This was another good, this was another good fight. This is what I mean by this build. I think I'm going to die in like 3 minutes from here, but we go in, so I get Ruptured, as per usual. They're trying to kill me, and it's good to posture up, right? It's good to bait on Brood. And when you have a build like this, you want them to go on you because you're going to soak so much. Hopefully you don't die. You don't just want to insta-die. That's not useful. But in a situation like this is perfect. They committed Ruptured, they committed SF ulti to try to kill me. They've probably committed IO Overcharge, Fade Bolt, Lift, They're committing all their spells. Like, even if it's these medium tier spells, it doesn't matter. They're committing spells to try to kill me. And they commit so hard trying to kill me that they just go so out of position. And it's easy cleanup, right? Everyone on my team has full vision of the enemy. They know exactly who they can cast their spells on. They don't feel threatened because there's no real spells to kill them. And it's just a free fight. So that's exactly what we want. And from there, with the Vladzora, a little bit of Insatiable Hunger. By the way, I bought my Shard. I do want to talk about that real quick. I love the Shard. If you don't know what the Shard does on Brood, it's a bit bugged in the replay, but basically, every second you get 12 bonus damage from the Insatiable Hunger, an extra 12 bonus damage. So after I pop it, you'll see 12, 12, 12, and it's 16 times 12, which I'm not going to try to do the math, but I think it's like 200-something bonus damage at the end of it. For 16 seconds, you get 12 damage a second, right? And it increases the duration by 2 seconds, which is pretty nice, right? It is honestly nice that it increases the duration. It's only 2 seconds, but it really does make a difference in a lot of team fights. So yeah, I can pop it a push here, and you can see as it ends, as it's coming towards its end, I'm hitting for 350. I'm going to be hitting for over 300 for probably 5, 6, 7 seconds. That's crazy. Right? It's good for sieging. It's good for killing people. It's good for farming. Like, this Shard is really great. It doesn't make you tanky, obviously, outside of the fact that if you're clicking people, you're healing, which is pretty good. It actually makes you tanky in that regard, I will say. You'll see it come into play later on. But yeah, it doesn't directly make you tanky. You know, if you get bursted, you get bursted, which is why I would not always recommend it. Like, for instance, I could have bought like a pipe here or an AC to make me completely unkillable instead of, you know, opting for the shard. But I really like the shard when I'm snowballing. This is the only fight I messed up. I guess this was bad map awareness. My Slark TP'd out, and my Lone Druid didn't shift over. My Techies also. I don't know. My team kind of wussed out here. I'm not going to lie. I told them to go in, but they didn't want to. And I don't know. I think we should have fought them. I thought we were way stronger. So I went in. Unfortunately, I get roared into an SF ulti. So mistake on my part. Bad awareness. You know, even if I think my team should make the fight, I need to even if I think my team should take the fight, I need to consistently be watching the map to notice like whether or not they're actually shifting over, because they just weren't. And it is what it is. Even if I think they're wrong, it is what it is. You just got to adapt. You have no choice. All right, so this upcoming fight is absolutely hilarious. This is where the video is about going to end as the game ends soon too. But look at this. I mean, it's just so funny. I go in. I'm like, they probably can't kill me, right? Like, surely I'm not going to die. And I realize, I'm like, why am I running away from this Bloodseeker, right? I kind of bait him in. I bait him to chase a bit, but look at this. He tries to man up, but with the shard and the bonus lifesteal from Insatiable, he just completely loses the trade. I can full heal off creeps too, which is something to keep in mind. If you are getting kited and they're trying to chip you down, maybe they have like a drow comp that's poking you, you can use the Insatiable Hunger just to heal off creeps as well. It's totally viable. Right, it's a great idea, right? If you're just standing still getting gone on, maybe you're like getting rooted, or I'm sorry, not rooted, but like slowed. It's a great way to keep yourself alive because you heal like crazy, right? 100% lifesteal is just insane. You know, every single auto full heals you for the auto damage. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's crazy lifesteal. It's like, what, half of Satanic? Slightly worse than half of Satanic. So yeah, it's just crazy damage. And I just believe Brood is one of the best heroes in the game. I wanted to go over some of my progress. Also, something I didn't fully mention that I've been getting better at is when I hit my aura timing, I'm getting more active. So something I was doing in the past is I was being a little bit too greedy, I think. I wasn't pushing my timing. I would take space for the first 13, 14 minutes, be a little bit greedy, create some pressure by pressuring towers, but my team wouldn't necessarily get as much farm as they could if I was like roaming necessarily, right? But I would take that first 15, 16 minutes to farm my Wraith Pact, and then I wouldn't use the Wraith Pact to create enough space, I think, and it would hurt my teammates a bit. And it would tilt the shit out of them because I was farming a lot. But either way, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for all the support on the videos. I think we're almost to 9,000 subscribers, which is crazy. Things are going great, so I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!